From the Daily Gazette. Our country is divided like never been before. There have been other periods of unrest, but never have liberals been so intent on indoctrinating everyone, including children. Trump supporters who send their children to the upstate New York Page Elementary School found this out the hard way. They are now furious that a flyer was placed in some of their children's backpacks that was meant to instruct parents on how to shield themselves from President Trump and Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, as per Daily Gazette. Of course, the school has a ready-made excuse for how the flyer ended up in the backpacks of the 6 students, all first graders. They claim the flyers were meant to be handed out to parents instead. Naturally, the flyer gives out a lot of false information about DeVos, who is an advocate of school choice. They claim she is going to gut public education and lie in the pockets of corporate profiteers. So, if I was the parent of a child who was supremely gifted and wasn't getting the education he or she needed in a failing public school, I shouldn't have the right to send my child to a better performing private school. Got it? She was handing out the flyer thinking it was something that was supposed to go home with students, district spokesman Karen Corona told a local newspaper. Unfortunately for Corona and her district, almost anyone can see through this incredibly flimsy excuse. Just a cursory look at the flyer reveals that the language is for those on a fairly high reading level. The teacher who passed this out had to have known what she was doing, simply because it was an adult flyer. Furthermore, why was this flyer being passed out in the first place? What right does a school district have to try to politically manipulate parents? Not to mention, I remember being in elementary school and getting these same kinds of flyers sent home with me. More often than not, those flyers were meant to communicate something to be afraid of. I remember one such flyer that was warning parents about a man in the neighborhood who had been selling drugs. So, why should we be afraid of our president? Just what, if anything, has he done to inspire this fear? Congratulations to Page Elementary. You now have some ticked-off parents and some little 6- and 7-year-olds who think they should be afraid of their president. This is definitely not the America I grew up in. Ronald Reagan must be turning over in his grave. What do you think of the flyer that was sent home with first graders in a New York school? Please share this story on Facebook and tell us, because we want to hear your voice. It's News Exposed signing off.